Hello, world. And the cousins are locked in. Dave, as always.
I am here.
And
Yes, that's me.
I hope so. And then we have the producer, Sean, working his magic over there on the soundboard. What's going on?
What up?
And Max, that's you.
Oh, yeah, myself.
That's
Max.
yourself. You have Dave, Max, Sean. Guys, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year coming up. It's been an awesome holiday season. Can I jump into it, Max?
Go ahead.
I got the two best Christmas gifts this year.
Oh.
They're unbelievable.
Colin and Dylan.
I thought you were going to say that. You're going to say being a part of Locked In.
No,
It's neither of
neither of those.
Max and
Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm talking about these new LeBron kicks.
Nice.
The wife got me the brand new LeBron kicks, white, baby blue, the royal blue, the red. It's unbelievable. She got me in the box. It's unreal. The second best Christmas gift, I'm not going to lie, Cuzzo Max. The Fitbit.
Get out of here.
I was
Come on
shocked.
now.
I wanted the Fitbit so bad. I've never got one. I've always had one. My wife, she's had one for 2 years. She loves it. She's got color matching bands. She's got all kinds of stuff. It was crazy. Like, I opened it up. I was like, what? A Fitbit.
Dang,
So appreciate it, Cuzzo.
I'm glad I can make your Christmas.
Appreciate it, man. It
really
was awesome.
glad.
You got some good gifts?
He didn't
Yeah.
mention my gift. You know.
I know.
It was the fifth best gift.
No,
It kind of goes against his Fitbit.
I got a whole bunch of polo clothes. As everyone knows, I like polo. I have so much. And then,
Purple cakes? To go with your red cakes?
I have so many
Did
J's.
you get some loafs?
I got J's.
You got J's. Okay.
Yeah, I got more J's. And then I got the new Michael Kors gold
Woo.
on my wrist. So,
I like that.
Yeah, it was a great. And then Olivia got me a Fitbit as well.
Wow, go live.
Yeah, and then she
Go
has
Liv.
one. So
Shout
all of
out
us
to
have
Liv.
Fitbits now.
Shout out to good female partners, significant others.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Real
sir.
quick, off-script question. It's kind of what we do best.
You don't have to say off script anymore. Just go question.
Okay.
We don't really have much of a script.
Yeah, we just go ahead.
God dang it, guys.
We have like 5 things Dave writes on his paper, and me and Max are like, okay.
Unbelievable. I'm the only one that does research around here. All right, Cuzzo, who's your favorite basketball player in the history of basketball?
LeBron James.
The greatest human being alive, right? LeBron James.
Yes, sir.
Why am I the only one out of us two that collects the LeBron James kicks? Why
That's
do you
it.
just get the J's?
I got you.
Okay.
So, Jordans is more of a fashion now. It's not necessarily the best basketball shoe. Like, if you ever played in Jordans, they're heavy. They're not always the best.
Concur.
They don't have the most support on your ankles. So, I do it more for fashion and just to look good. I can never convince myself to spend money on playing, like, on basketball shoes because I always see Jordans. I have so many, like, I'm not trying to sound conceited here, but I have a lot of fits. I'm like, wow, those pair of shoes would look good with that shirt. So I always end up spending more money
That
on
really
the
does sound
Jordan.
conceited.
Yeah, I end up spending more money on shoes that I know I'll wear every day, but then basketball play like on the weekends. So I know I'll wear these Jordans
But
more
you're
often.
saying your LeBrons,
And they're not even the best.
LeBrons can't be stylish.
They could be stylish. They're not on Jordan's level of stylish. LeBron are better basketball shoes, hands down. I'd rather have a pair of LeBrons to play in. But even basketball shoes, now I'm not trying to throw shade on your LeBrons, but I honestly love the Kobe's to hoop in because like they're so light. I felt like LeBrons were a little heavier for me.
I don't like Kobe. He's so conceited. He had to retire 2 numbers. Are you serious? We can't even get into this.
I'm about to say,
sorry.
can we get into?
joke.
Are you serious? So you think what number would you have taken?
1 number? Every basketball player, Michael Jordan, Jerry
Did they
West.
retire 45?
No,
Bill
okay, no. I'm
Russell.
saying I understand you want one number,
No,
but
he didn't retire 45.
no. What number would you go for? Was what I'm saying.
If you were Kobe.
Yeah.
If I was Kobe, I would do number 24.
Okay, as a fan, would you say 24 also?
As a fan, no, because he was a better basketball player at number 8.
See, that's
And
debatable.
that's why he did both.
That's
3
debatable.
championships.
That's debatable, though.
That's why he did both. Because
That's-
you as a 24, the fans as 8. So
That's really debatable, though, because
No, it
he
is
won
debatable.
those rings with 24 by himself.
But guys, every single basketball player in the history of basketball has retired 1 jersey.
So why does he have to be
LeBron,
like it?
what
why,
number does he retire?
23.
Why does he have to be like everybody else, though? Why can't you do your own thing? Don't be a follower, be a leader.
I'm taking the L on this
The
one. All right,
Mamba
guys.
mentality. We can get in that Kobe Duncan debate this episode. Go completely off
No
script.
way. We'll go to fisticuffs. Me and Cuz almost got into a fight 2 days ago at work because I'm a Tim Duncan guy. He's a Kobe guy. But you know what prevails? Love.
One quick tidbit.
Okay.
I'm listening to a podcast, and I won't say which podcast because it wasn't locked in, so I won't promote anything but locked in.
Yeah, it's probably horrible. Then
So
if it's not
I'm
ours.
listening to this podcast, and someone said, "Who's Tim Duncan?" But they immediately knew who Kobe Bryant was. Now, these people aren't basketball fanatics, but what I'm saying is, to the everyday guy, Kobe Bryant, hands down, was the more polarizing player.
100%. But that's
Globally
that's
known as well.
more from my argument. Kobe Bryant had
No.
rapes a girl outside of basketball.
Oh, my
Kobe
God.
Bryant has done so much horrible stuff outside the game, conceded, more scoring.
That's nothing
All
to do with-
Tim Duncan did was make lunch, rebound the basketball, and help his team win games. You didn't hear a peep out of Tim Duncan. I will defend Tim Duncan.
I
to
love
the
Tim
deathbed.
Duncan, but you're
He's a
very
better all-time great.
you're very you're not aware of the other side when it comes to this debate. But like you said, we won't get into it this episode
We
at
got
all.
so much to talk about, Cuzzo. Undisputed promotions.
Yes, that's the most important.
Let's
is
talk about this.
There's a huge, big announcements on the way that we really can't get into quite yet. But what we can say,
Contract details.
yeah, contract. We're negotiating. So
January 20th, guys, Clash of the Titans, Orlando, Florida. It's going to be MMA. It's going to be boxing. Get your tickets at ticketriver.com. Pete White's squad will be there. The Locked In boys and girl will be there in person. It's going to be unreal.
Which
Yeah.
one of us is the girl?
Olivia.
oh, nice.
I gave her some
I
props.
thought he
Um,
was throwing shade at one of us.
Oh no, I
I'll never do that.
yeah, absolutely. As you just mentioned, make sure you come up and get your tickets early because this event is selling out big time. There's so many people involved with it, so many terrific fighters, terrific camps, people. So make sure you buy your tickets early. Tune in, and they also have a Facebook page, I believe, right?
Yep.
The
Facebook,
Undisputed Clash of the Titans.
Instagram, Twitter, definitely. All social media platforms, and you'll be able to hear them sooner or later through somewhere, somehow.
Okay,
A
and that
podcast
is,
of some sort?
Whoa, hey,
Okay.
hey.
Anyway,
Real quick, guys, I just want to throw out this kind of information to you. The Locked In Fantasy Football Squad got second place. We took the silver home.
Yay! Yay,
Like-
Locked In Fantasy
Oh.
Football Team.
time out.
I'm part of it now, right? I'm
Time
part of
out.
the team. Not
Time
my
out.
ninth place team.
I have to interrupt.
We took the silver.
I have to interrupt. So
Yes,
that
sir.
means my locked in was incorrect. Mark it down. I rarely do these because normally they're correct.
Sure.
I'm happy that we finished second.
Yeah, we had
But-
a great year.
but
Antonio Brown got hurt. There's nothing we can do. We tried our hardest. We said our prayers. We ate our vitamins. We got second place.
Yeah, that being said, we didn't come first as my locked in was. So mark it down. Max was incorrect. There's rarely incorrect locked ins over here. So I'll take the L on that one. But still, again, like you said, happy. We were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
How many people could say that?
We were the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, I'm talking about locked-ins. Let's give our producer mad props. He said it before it was cool to say it. The Los Angeles Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars, he said that would not make the NFL playoffs. He said they would even win their respective divisions, and it's locked in. They did it. Producer, you can gloat.
Yeah, I'm smart.
Okay, I'm done.
No, I was. I felt it was bold, but also I thought it would happen. Else I wouldn't have locked it in. But I was thoroughly impressed. I think we all didn't really have much on them at the beginning of the year. At least more. So we had a little bit more. I think you called the Rams were going to be a sleeper pick.
The
but
Rams and the Ravens were my sleeper
but not
picks.
necessarily a division winner.
100%.
And I
agree.
think Seattle didn't play up to it. And I think Jared Goff impressed a lot of people this year. And I think Jacksonville's defense.
Right system, right coach.
Yeah, Jacksonville's defense just really surprised a lot of people. I mean, I think they were, Mariota didn't do so good with Tennessee. Houston had some issues with some injuries with Watt and Deshaun Watson. I think those had, a lot to play with it, and Luck not playing all year, that kind of helped it. But
So
the
they
Jag,
got
I
lucky.
can't remember the last time the Jags were this good.
Can I
ever.
They made
Like
the
90s
AFC Championship, yeah,
in
the 90s,
'97, Mark
yeah.
Brunell.
Yeah,
So I think Jacksonville, obviously, their defense is like, oh my
Nuts.
God, yeah. I think they're just the missing piece is my argument I've had this entire NFL season ever since the draft is the most important position I almost said it, in the NFL is the quarterback. If you get an
You don't like
elite,
Bortles?
no. You do?
I think he's got good potential. I don't think he's the highest paid quarterback level, but I think he.
We'll get into that soon too.
He's got talent. What's their running game?
Yeah, I saw the one
Leonard Fournette, guys.
who
the
you
running
thought
game's
was going to
awesome.
be a bust, remember?
I was
Yeah.
wrong on that one. I take the
Yeah.
L.
I'm not trying to just get on you. I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
the point,
Sounds like it.
get out of here. I could get on you, Leonard. But he's a beast.
Whoa.
Besides. What are you saying whoa to? I said I can
He's
get
like,
on you with Leonard.
I thought I get on your Leonard.
What? No, come
Anyway.
on now.
Hey,
Don't try my
produce-
life.
Real quick, with the Rams and the Jaguars, who do you have them going further in the playoffs now? You locked it in. You were 100% correct. They won their divisions. Do you have one team going further than the other?
Damn, my whole point about a quarterback just got eliminated.
We're going there next, cousin.
All right, go ahead.
I would probably say right now.
Don't step on those J's.
Sorry, don't step on my new trucks. It's tough. I think that. I think the Rams could actually probably go a little bit deeper than the Jags.
Nice. I
I
agree with that.
I think you've got Minnesota, which is playing well, but I think they can be beat. They were in a relatively weak division. Take that away. And the Rams have beat some good teams. You got the Eagles have lost Wentz.
Yep.
You've got the Saints. I think it's their biggest thing is going to be how they deal with the South. I mean, pretty much it's going to be the Vikings, the Eagles, the Rams, and then the NFC South minus my Bucks.
Yeah.
Can I make my point about the whole Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yes.
Sure.
Is that if they had an elite quarterback, I don't know who it would be in that right now at this stage of the season.
Aaron Rodgers is a free agent.
Okay, well, in a perfect world, if it was Aaron Rodgers, that's just a Super Bowl team.
Oh,
of course.
yeah.
What I'm saying is they have a
Aaron Rodgers
Super
makes
Bowl ready roster. They
yeah.
Their quarterback is their weakness.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
can
we agree on
with,
that?
I can agree with that.
Okay, I'm
I'm
trying
just
to-
not saying he's a bad quarterback.
You saw the highlight where he's like, "If I'm trash, well then I'm fine with being trash." Have you
Right,
seen him say that?
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. He's not a great quarterback. His defense with the Ravens won that Super Bowl, and he will tell you that the defense won him his Super Bowl. It wasn't him and his offense that won that Super Bowl.
Mhm.
So you can win a Super Bowl without an elite quarterback.
Much harder.
It is a lot harder,
Way
but it
harder.
can be done.
Yeah, every
and I think
decade. Once a
Bortles.
decade
I
it
think
happens.
Bortles is Dilfer's level, if not better in some ways. Because Dilfer played for the Bucs for years. I watched him, and so I can see a lot of that in there. So I think it's a good comparison would be Bortles and
Jacksonville also got really lucky. They drafted a whole bunch of defensive players, and all of them worked out.
yeah. I mean,
like that's incredible.
it happens. It's kind of like fantasy football. You guys drafted a bunch of players that worked out. I drafted a bunch of players that didn't work out.
We
It's just
are the Jacksonville Jaguars.
breaking news: we're going to be GMs. That was the breaking news.
there you go. Yeah.
Oh, I take
Yeah.
that, guys.
Anyway,
Really
so,
cool.
So we're talking about like these teams making the playoffs and Super Bowls and stuff. We haven't met in a few weeks, Dave. Have you actually locked any players out, like or teams out? Like, you think the Cowboys, the Redskins?
Oh yeah, they're on the list now.
They're still able to make.
They
Super Bowl?
are locked out.
Oh,
They are locked out. And I'm about to tell the world 2 more teams, and I will add those 3 teams, the Redskins, Lions, and Cowboys, to it. Locked out. NFL teams. Locked out.
Locked out.
Locked out.
Locked out.
NFL teams that are locked out of winning the Super Bowl this upcoming season. Yeah, producer, like you said, the Redskins, Lions, and Cowboys are locked out. The playoffs. It's laughable how bad the Lions are and how they had Matt Stafford, a healthy quarterback, franchise quarterback, and they couldn't win their division with the Vikings and Green Bay with hurt quarterbacks all year long. But hey, so Cowboys, Lions, and Redskins, you're locked out. Also, these teams are locked out too. The Jets, Dolphins, Browns, Jaguars, Bears, Rams, 49ers, Bengals, Bills, Chargers, Giants, Cardinals, Ravens, Packers, Bucks, Panthers, Titans, Colts, Texans, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders. Woo! Okay. 2 more teams I got to put on the list. There's only around 9 left, guys. These 2 teams are both NFC teams. First, the Atlanta Falcons. They are locked out. I'm into the Saints. The Panthers are playing great. I don't know if they even make the playoffs. There's 1 week left. I'm not trusting Matty Ice right now with the new offensive coordinator. The Atlanta Falcons are officially locked out.
Okay.
The second team. Can I go to the second
we
team?
got two.
Yeah.
One more team, Cuzzo.
Go ahead.
And this might be this. I'm going off on the limb. The Seattle Seahawks are locked out.
That's a big one.
If they get into the playoffs, they will have to play 3 road games. They don't get a bye. They don't play in Seattle with the 12th man. Chris Pratt, Guardians of the Galaxy, will not be there. The Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson, they're locked out.
Okay, let me give you my 2 quick reactions. One, about the Atlanta Falcons, I have to go the I told you so. We had the debate with the who's the third best quarterback in the league, and you said Matt Ryan. This year, without a good offensive coordinator and the right coaching, he hasn't been the same MVP player as he was last year. And I'm not saying you're entirely wrong as far as he isn't an elite quarterback, but he's definitely not the third best quarterback right now. So that is my first thing I have to get on you with, and I kind of agree with it, and I may be crazy for that. Also is the Seattle Seahawks, and I don't think you're crazy for that either, and this is why we think so much alike. It's because, yeah, you have the Legion of Boom, and it's starting to wear down a little bit with the injuries and whatnot, and Russell Wilson's an absolutely ridiculous talent of a quarterback. I think, honestly, he's the third best quarterback in the league, but you don't have a good running game. You don't have, he leads your team in rushes as the quarterback. So I don't think they have enough power to win all those road games, as you mentioned. They're tough schedule. So I agree with both of them.
I agree as well. I don't think Seattle has the composure. Did you watch the end of the Jags Seahawks game?
Very emotional team. They had the high highs, the low lows.
Right.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle losing to the Jags, and they imploded.
We texted that game. Remember the guy you said was
I was watching that live.
Yeah.
I mean, not to take away what the Jags fans did was wrong, was completely wrong. But he also didn't need to react that way. I literally thought I was watching Ron Artest. I texted that in our group text. I'm like,
the malice in the palace.
Yeah, I thought I was watching a replay of that, but in the football version. And these guys are much bigger.
If somebody threw anything at you, it's much easier to say, come on, don't react. But I don't think any one of us could ever imagine not reacting to somebody you don't know throwing something at your head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think personally, I can't. I'm not that in the fight or flight. I'm a flight kind of guy. I'm not a fight kind of guy. But you have those guys. Their testosterone is going. They're so amped up, and he just got kicked out of the game.
That's the perfect point. They're at work. They're at their job. So imagine if someone went to your work, and then you had a shitty day.
Yeah.
And then someone throws a bucket of popcorn at you. It's like, all right, let's fight.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's unbelievable the composure that some of these players do have.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's taken for granted sometimes. People think these players are superheroes. And, yeah, they have God-given talent that's out of this world, but they're still people at the end of the day. And when you call them names, a lot of them have learned to ignore it because of the platform they're on. There's going to be a lot of comments. Yeah. But when someone starts throwing stuff at you, I don't think anybody can ignore that.
No.
I certainly couldn't. Even at the stage I'm at right now, I'm no superstar. But even if I was a superstar, I couldn't imagine myself just walking away like, okay, I just got something thrown at me.
You just can't climb in the stands, though. I mean...
No, yeah, that was a little...
That's the thing. You can turn around, you can yell, you can make gestures, whatever. I don't care about that. But you can't just climb up and you can't go after him like that. You're
he's not
3 times the guys. It was probably some drunk guy in the fan.
He should be banned for life.
He should.
Yeah.
He should. The Jags stadium. I went to a game once and the Bucks lost. We were a great team and the Jags weren't, and they beat us on a bad beat. And they were heckling me and Anthony on the way out of there. And I'm like, you guys aren't even making the playoffs. We just won the Super Bowl. Whatever. But their fans were horrible when we were there.
That defeats the whole purpose.
In Jacksonville. We saw a game in Jacksonville. They were horrible.
I hate that.
Yo, Cuzzo, you just threw out there sneakily, I think. You threw out that Russell Wilson is your third best quarterback in the world?
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, you can debate one or two. We've had that debate.
Yeah. But you and I totally are in agreement. I think the world is.
Yeah,
Brady, Rodgers, 1-2, 1-2-1, don't matter. But they're on a planet by themselves,
yes,
right?
So, yeah, that's just not debatable.
Agree.
3
is debatable.
3 is debatable.
Okay.
That's
But-
where it sparks most debate. I think it's Russell Wilson.
You have Russell Wilson.
Yeah, for
Okay.
what he's able to do, he's able
Hey.
to. He's very mobile, but yet he can be very accurate. He can run. He can create plays out of nothing.
Yes.
I don't think he gets as much credit as he deserves.
He's awesome.
Drew
He's-
Brees, Big Ben.
I was going to. Russell Wilson, I think, is going up even in my book next year when I do the quarterback list. He'll be higher than what I had him this year at 6.
Yeah,
But for number 3, I'm just throwing this out there. Matt Ryan did win an MVP. Russell Wilson's never won an MVP. Like
Russell Wilson's won a Super Bowl.
I'm about to say I'd rather have a Super Bowl than an MVP. That's just me.
would you rather be
Big
Trent,
Ben's won a Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer or Dan Marino? But we all know Dan Marino is the better quarterback.
Right.
So my point, quarterback wise, MVP is like in a basketball game. Russell Westbrook, like I'm trying to. It's harder to win an MVP as a quarterback. It doesn't mean that your team is bad or great. Like it has to be great. Like Russell Westbrook could win an MVP on a bad team, and I'm not saying the Thunder was bad, but they were a 5 seed in the West.
Top.
The MVP is more of an individual performance, and then the Super Bowl could be more of a team performance. What you're trying to say?
Agree. But in the NFL, to be an MVP, you need to be on a really good
Yeah,
team.
you
like
have
a
to
high-end
lead your
That's what I
team.
was trying to say.
Okay.
I
Yes.
butchered that one.
It makes sense. It makes sense, and yeah, he may not have the pedigree of Big Ben or Drew Brees. So
Yeah.
I understand he doesn't have that, but just if you eye test in today's game, it's hard to take someone else over him.
Okay.
That's
I
what
just-
it's hard for me to say that.
I can't wait to next year till I make my list. If it's going to be Luck,
Luck, I
Wilson,
think it could be 4 or 5
Roethlisberger,
almost.
Ryan.
Luck's got to stay healthy, man. I mean, he
Yeah.
hasn't played in almost 2 years.
We need
Feels
to
like-
have top 10 list of quarterbacks.
I mean,
We'll have it.
I want to say Big Ben as number 3.
You're not
I won't
wrong
even
for that.
argue
It's
that.
like-
Yeah, I especially with this year, you probably have to say it is Big Ben. You really do. Like they're Steelers, they're 11-3.
Yeah.
They're going to be probably in the AFC Championship
he also has
game.
a lot more weapons than Russell Wilson, though.
That is very true.
He,
too.
like,
Imagine if Russell Wilson had
offensive
Antonio
weapons.
Brown. That's a good point. there,
Offensive
Cuzzo.
weapons.
That's
Like,
a
yeah,
great point.
You have the Legion of Boom, but offensively, he doesn't have as much to work with as he does.
He's been there consistently
Yeah.
his entire career.
Yeah, that's what he has a good
2 Super
pedigree.
Bowls.
Yeah.
He's been there with. He had Bettis before, and now he's got Le'Veon Bell. He's done it with these players, but he's also the Steelers have always been talked about while Big Ben's been the quarterback.
Wait, I got one, guys. The third best quarterback in the world, Jimmy Garappolo. Too soon? A little bit too soon.
I love Jimmy.
That
but
kid's
come on
awesome,
now,
though,
get
guys.
outta
That
here.
kid's good.
I love Jimmy.
He's a system quarterback, right? He's only going to work for the Pats and Drew Brees. I mean, and Bill Belichick, right? He's a system quarterback. He's
That's
not
sarcastic.
He's
I
not.
hope.
He's not gonna. He's not gonna succeed anywhere else, right?
No, Jimmy.
That's what everybody said about him, right?
Jimmy's going to succeed no matter where he goes. Yeah, come on now. You know that.
You know I wasn't serious.
Yeah, you
Wait,
know.
I was had Dave for a
I
second.
know, I was like-
eyeing him.
he's like, you're being sarcastic. Wait, no, is he?
I was eyeing him. He looks amazing. He looked like what Aaron Rodgers looked back 9 years ago when he took over the team. And Aaron Rodgers didn't even win. That year was actually one of the worst seasons for the Packers. They were like 4-12, 3-13.
It was a big transition year, and then Favre with the Vikings.
Yeah, it was 13-3, 14-2. They should have went to the Super Bowl that year. But Aaron Rodgers was amazing on the field. Like, you're going to see, wow, he's a superstar. Yeah,
Crazy analogy, and I could be really far-fetched here. But it just kind of hit my mind, and this is, of course, off script. When you look at the Ball brothers, and they're like in Lithuania, and you know they're going to play. They're going to shoot probably 50 shots. They're not really going to learn the fundamentals, but they'll play, and they'll get a lot of attention.
Okay.
And then you look at an elite college player who's learning from Coach K, and they may stay there for 2 years. But when they go to the NBA, you're like, wow, that guy has the fundamentals, but he doesn't have the attention of the people that play in Lithuania. I think that's what we see in Jimmy Garappolo. It's like, yeah, these other young players played a lot more than he did and probably have a lot more publicity, but he learned from Bill Belichick and Tom Brady for years. So then when he does play, it's like, okay, this guy's legit.
Wow,
Actually,
that was
that was-
really good.
That was good.
That was awesome. I wasn't sure where he was going, and then as soon as he started talking, I'm like, oh, I know
Yeah,
where he's
okay,
going.
there you
That's awesome.
go.
Guys, let's
I'm
end the
following.
show. Let's leave
I'm
on a high note.
following
That's
that
George
completely.
Costanza, this, guys.
Yeah.
Let's just,
George Costanza.
Nice.
on a funny joke that you leave the room.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Good one, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, that was just off the dome right there.
That
I
was good.
thinking,
No,
like,
That was good.
when
He's
you
awesome.
learn from Bill, it's like
And-
you're going to
yeah.
learn that stuff.
Yeah, and the Niners, they were the worst team in the league. They were 1-9, 1-10, and everyone thought they would be the second pick. Actually, the rosters got worse. They said 2 receivers have been hurt. One of their offensive linemen have been hurt. So that Jimmy Garappolo is winning 4 straight games and just beat the Jaguars.
Were they 5-10 or 4-11? What is it?
They won 4 straight, so they're 5-11.
5-10.
5-10, yes. One more game left. 5-10. They won 4 straight games. In the NFL, that's hard. They actually have like the second longest win streak in the whole league.
The Bucks are 4-11 now.
Oh my gosh. What happened to Jameis? Is
He got hurt. They're
And he
down. I honestly, they say there's not, but I think there's an issue between him and Dirk. I think that they're just. I think he tries too hard, and then I don't know. I think I feel for him because I get in those situations like where you feel like you're trying really hard and you might not have the support behind you, and then you're pushing too hard, and then you make your mistakes, and everybody looks at you, but then you're almost it's just out of your hands.
And so how I got that,
Play calling.
it's a coaching thing. Okay.
Play calling.
We love Jameis going into the season too.
I
Remember,
know.
we
I
loved
still
his
love
attitude.
Jameis.
The hard
It's
knocks.
play calling is really handcuffed him. He got hurt. He's had shoulder issues all year, but the team's not using Deshaun Jackson, which I just heard some things about him on the way here. Breaking, they found a wrecked car of his that had marijuana and hollow point bullets in the car.
Not good.
But it's his car. He said somebody else was driving, so that's still to be determined.
My point.
Just real quick, Max, if I can just interrupt. Who hasn't wrecked a car that had marijuana in it once in their life? Am I right
It was
or am I
only
right?
6.2 grams.
Yeah, it's only a couple.
Anyway,
cousin.
But they haven't utilized the tools that they have. We were all excited about the weapons they were going to have. They did not use Deshaun Jackson. He had 50 catches for 600 yards. That's not what any of us were expecting.
No, I agree with you. I'm saying also he has that legal issue going on, right? With that whole the debate whether he he didn't rape her, but he sexually assaulted that Uber driver. Isn't that still going on?
Yeah, maybe.
See, people act like that's just nothing, but that stuff has to be over your head. Like I know it sounds
Yeah, it doesn't
silly.
get talked about as much as like the Zeke thing.
No,
did.
not at
It
all.
was-
But that kind of stuff has to
But
play
I-
with your psyche a little bit.
I'm wondering if it doesn't come out because it wasn't as founded. Maybe they found information. I don't know.
So there is no update on that.
I haven't.
No.
I'll look at something. I'll look it up while we're talking about the show. I'll update you later.
Speaking of Zeke,
he's back.
we told you the Cowboys weren't making the playoffs, Dave.
Mm-hmm. Even when I'm back, they couldn't win.
We told you.
Dak won 3 straight games without Zeke. They should have let Zeke sit.
I
We're talking about he couldn't win with him.
I like that.
Without him.
I told you he's not a spectacular quarterback. He's
Can
great.
I say to be determined? I thought he actually had a good year.
No,
Like,
he
people-
had a good year.
Okay.
But he has to have enough pieces around him.
Sure.
He's not a Russell Wilson.
I agree with that. He's not. He will never be as good as Russell Wilson.
Thank you. And I hate to set barriers for people. it is what it is. It's sports. Some people aren't going to be as good as others. You have to limit some people.
But even Matt Ryan, who was the MVP, if he's not third on your list, Max, he's 8, 10, 12. He's a top 10 quarterback. I think everyone will say he's a top 10 quarterback.
Dak?
Matt Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like he's a great quarterback. Even he needs help. He has Julio Jones. People argue a top 3 receiver in the world. And then their offensive coordinator changed, and he hasn't been the same all year long. So if Sean McVay goes to Dak and they get another top-end wide receiver, maybe Dak throws up numbers.
Because
crazy
Dez is done.
Huh?
Dez is done.
Oh, yeah, Dez is horrible. But, like, how the Rams, dude, everyone thought Jared Goff was crazy done. They got good weapons. Todd Gurley, who's a possible MVP candidate.
Good coordinator.
A new coach.
I thought he wasn't going to even. He was up and down injuries. Gurley. Yeah.
Oh, Gurley's a beast.
He
guys.
is.
I loved him.
But he's had injury problems.
Yeah,
he hasn't been
coaching stuff,
consistent.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a crazy NFL season.
Update, by the way, the last update that I could find was November 30th when it just says NFL's looking into it.
Am I the only one that just thinks that's weird? Like, how is there not any other type of information thrown out?
Maybe
He
they haven't
paid her.
found anything.
You think so?
Yeah.
And just nobody wants to talk about it anymore. Like, let's just forget that was all over the
If
news.
she comes out, let's just call a spade a spade. If they gave her $1 million and now she goes to the cops, and they're trying to look into it, and she goes, nope, it didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. I had a bad night, and just she like plays it off like whatever. The story dies. So she's the only witness.
It's sad, but I think that's actually what happened. Because
Thank you.
there's no way
I want to say
Thank
it's
you.
not, just because I'd like to think positive. I don't want to
Yeah.
think that, but
how
I
else-
see where you're coming from, and I
Just-
see how there's a lot of dirty stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we
Yeah.
don't know about.
Yeah.
I want to say in my heart that it wasn't, and that's not how it was.
Sure.
But
Why else would you not have any type of update on this?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Like there should be something.
Like, oh, the trial hearing, or there's
Yeah.
going to be the court hearing, this happened, or
it doesn't mean that they paid off. It could mean that she didn't. I'm not. Again, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that, but it literally could be. Everybody goes to the negative side of it, but it literally could be. It got bigger than what she thought it was going to be, and realized that maybe she stepped in it, and that there's all these other witnesses coming out and all this other stuff that
That's true, too.
maybe there's not.
But here's
And
the
just saying, there's two sides. If we're going to talk about it paying off, we can say it could possibly be the other way.
you're right, but that would even be news.
Maybe.
That the woman just stopped.
But no,
Like,
maybe she doesn't want it to be news. You know what I'm saying?
And it's only been that was
A month.
a month.
Yeah.
So I mean, they still could be doing an investigation. They still could be trying to figure out, okay, is this suspension worthy, whatever. I mean,
Dave
it's
is so crazy over
it's
here.
it's tough.
Did
I
you just
mean,
pick up some.
he's
What is it?
he's groping some balls over there himself.
Look over. Dave's just fondling these little, whatever you call them. He's just smiling. Oh my gosh!
Guys,
But
how about James Harrison jumping ship to the Nemesis Patriots?
Tell us about it, Dave. You guys just make more work for me when you do this. I want to make you guys edit this.
the Patriots are winning the Super Bowl. I've said it from the very beginning. It's the system that they have. It's Tom Brady. They always have their droughts in the beginning of the season. People start to doubt what's going on. But no, Bill Belichick just likes to work out the kinks of the team. He likes to work out the system. And then once everything takes in place, yeah, there's a little more drama this year with the whole Bill Belichick Garoppolo rumors and
Right.
with Kraft. But at the end of the day, this team looks ready for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, go back to my NASCAR. That's Jimmy Johnson and Chuck Nouse. You have Chuck Nouse, Bill Belichick. That type of thing. They have a decent. They get themselves locked into the playoffs, and then they just the middle of the year they just kind of coast, do some
Good
testing.
wordplay, cuz.
Then the playoffs, they're there. I mean, it hasn't been that way for them recently, but it's that type of thing. They kind of they know their division. They know they're not in a strong division. The AFC East isn't very strong. They've got the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills. They know they can get in there and win that division. That I haven't seen a big enough competition from any one of those teams yet to really. You Dolphins had a little splash, and the Bills had a little splash, but they still can't compete with them.
My question for you, like the Patriots, Tom Brady in particular has always been second half. His numbers actually do decline a little bit because of fatigue. But last year with the whole gate scandal
Right.
thing, he had more time to rest, so he's a little more fresher
Mhm.
as the season prolonged. Would you say Tom Brady, win or lose, if he goes to the Super Bowl, doesn't go to the Super Bowl, do you see him playing a next season successfully?
Yeah.
Or have you seen enough where you're like, okay, yeah, he's starting to show some age. This probably is it for him.
He's shown a little bit of age, but we talked about this early in the year. We said at the very beginning, man, he doesn't look. He's showing his age, and then 4 or 5 weeks in, we returned changed our tune. And we're like, no, he's still here. I think I said at the beginning of the year, I still think he's got at least 3 solid years.
3 more years
I would say
past this year?
I'd say 2.
Or
Well, I was
Two
saying
at
at the beginning of the year. So
2 more years.
I was
yeah.
saying, I said at the beginning of the year, 3 more solid. So
yeah, 2
he-
more.
yeah.
2 more.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to the guru about this. Look how amazing Jimmy Garappolo is. And there's been multiple reports that even the Patriots knew how good he was.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, man, we are trading them. We knew. Why can't you keep them both? And I thought about this.
Money.
Bill
Mo-
Belichick didn't like what Kraft did.
Money. Why not give Jimmy Garoppolo $25 million and just cut 2 defensive players? Wouldn't it be worth it to cut two legitimate good defenders, but now you have a whole nother year with Jimmy
If
Garappolo.
Jimmy's not playing for 2 more years, how do we know he's going to be what he was in 2 years? How he's going to degrade more, atrophy. If you don't play, you don't do that, you're going to tail off. You can practice against the scout team as much as you want,
No,
but
that's a good
real
point.
play, it's not going to be that way.
Good
so
point.
paying
Good
a guy $50 million for 2 years sitting the bench,
Yeah.
when in 3 years, how do you know what he's going to be like?
And also,
Great point.
I know you've heard that rumor, and we've heard it on radio countless times. Bill Belichick is all about planning for the future, doing everything calculated, everything for a reason, everything for a purpose, the system. All of a sudden, he trades Jimmy Garoppolo for nothing. I don't think that's just a coincidence. It may not be something we all know, may not have answers, but that's just so un-Belichick-like to
crazy.
trade Jimmy Garoppolo for absolutely nothing. And I think that has to do with the discrepancy with Kraft upstairs.
Okay, that's one way to look at it. This is the other way. They had to trade him to the NFC. He didn't want to trade him to the AFC because you don't want to play Jimmy Garoppolo in this year in the playoffs or maybe next year in the playoffs if Brady's going to stay another year or two, right?
Right.
So he has to go to the NFC. How many teams need an NFC quarterback? There's like 3 or 4. There's not a lot of options.
I'm telling you, it's because of the disagreement.
The Niners gave him the best deal, so then you take it. Like I think,
And they're going to a basement dweller team.
yeah. So you're not going to play the Niners in the Super Bowl. Brady will never play Garoppolo in the Super Bowl.
And then again, being a bottom dweller team, they're up here, so it's rarely they're going to play them as another. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys
that's why I
acknowledge
think-
that Kraft sided Brady, Belichick gets mad, says, okay, so why would you get rid of Garoppolo? So all Belichick
You
does
had
is
to.
But what
I'm going off my point that I just said that I don't get why, but Sean had a really good point is you couldn't keep him on the bench for 2 more years, so you had to trade him.
a couple things. That's
Okay.
still
But for nothing, I think
Belichick-like
is
because
the point. He's saying because it was nothing,
Belichick-
is there more to it?
yeah, Belichick would go Garoppolo over Brady because he's all about the future. Also, he always drafts quarterbacks. So to get rid of your number 1 draft prospect for absolutely nothing is just not him at all. There has to be something upstairs. I'm telling you, I think what you hear is correct.
It was a 2nd-round draft pick.
For Jimmy Garoppolo, a franchise quarterback, that's nothing. Come on now.
But that's all they could get. That's the best deal they were offered.
Why? It's just not him. I'm telling you, I think it's because Kraft sides with Brady. He disagreed and was like, okay, well then let's get rid of your guy then.
I'm leaning more towards Max on this one.
Yeah, there's just no way you get rid of that type of talent for nothing.
It was
and then,
lopsided. It was.
yeah, that's just not called for at
Lopsided,
all.
sometimes you can buy a stock at a low time and you get it on the cheap. They waited to as long as they can to the trade deadline, and that's all they could get. Any basketball trade, any Shaquille O'Neal got traded for Caron Butler. That's not a fair trade.
But they were trying. They
could.
tried to get him. They were trying to get him out, and I think what he's getting at is were they trying to push him out at the trade deadline when you could have traded him after the end of the season? Why trade him now?
No, they couldn't trade him at the end of the season. He's a free agent.
Oh, okay.
You could have
He's a
gotten more from
completely-
him than that.
No, they can't. There's only 2. That was my point. There's only 2 teams in the NFC that were offering him trades, and they don't want a first-round pick because it's more money. So they want a second-round pick. And at the time, the Niners were 1-8, like we were talking about,
True.
guys.
Yeah.
1-9. So they were getting the best second-round pick. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's still completely un-Belichick-like. And he would have even sided with the future, without a doubt.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
that he wanted to go Garoppolo, but after he, kind of was told not to, or was kind of saying, "Hey, Brady's got 2 more years," he got the best that he could for him. Does that make sense?
This debate
It's
could
tough.
go. This
It's
debate could
tough,
go a whole
man.
episode.
You guys keep me getting flip flopping, man. It's tough.
Oh, next episode. But by the way, for the people that are just tuning in, listening, first time listener, we just had an awesome guest last episode, Ray Gaines.
Yeah, Ray Gaines. He was awesome, guys.
Make sure you definitely download and subscribe. Give that a listen. He has an awesome program at Calvary Christian Academy, and we'd love for you to leave a comment and subscribe and contact us if you have any questions or concerns. But I think it's time to get
it's
locked
almost
in, right?
time. I just want to say, make it out there, guys. January 4th, they got a big game. It's Thursday night, 7:30 at Calvary Christian over there in Ormond Beach, Florida. Make it out. January 4th, support Ray Gaines, support Calvary Christian Academy, support the 386 hoop scene.
Okay, it's time to get locked in. But producer Sean goes first.
Oh.
No, I'm fine. I'll give you time. I'll give you
Wow,
time.
the pressure.
I'll give you time. You go first.
Can I
Cuzzo.
please go first?
Yes, sir.
I got a good one.
Okay, try not to laugh.
I got
you just
no,
ruined it, Max.
I got no laughs in me right now. I'm serious as a cucumber.
Let's go.
I think that's a
Cucumber is
expression.
serious?
I think so.
Let's
All
go.
right, guys. I said before this year, my teams on the upswing were the Rams and the Ravens. I felt they were underrated. All the people that were saying they're going to win 4 games, 7 games, I like them better than everyone else. I'm already going to tell you a team I like more than everyone else next year. The San Francisco 49ers, Jimmy Garappolo, whatever the over-under is, go over. Whatever people say they will not make the NFL playoffs next year, they will. They will have a great draft. They got money to spend. The San Francisco 49ers are on the up. They will make the NFC playoffs in the 2018 season. Jimmy Garappolo, 49ers on the up.
Nice. I agree, by the way. But
You agree with that one?
Yeah, I'm a huge Jimmy fan. I'm trying to tell you, quarterbacks, when you have a franchise quarterback,
You've
it
been
changes.
on that since day
it-
one.
yeah,
Cuzzo.
it changes
The
your franchise.
First episode ever in Locked In history, you were saying quarterbacks. This is like
The
let's
trend.
go- Yeah.
Sean, do you want to go next, producer?
Sure. We talked about playoffs. We talked about how these teams are coming up. We've got, the big, which we didn't even touch on this, but the Patriots Steelers game.
Yes.
And then James Harrison going over to the Pats, right? So I say that they're going to play each other in the NFC Championship game.
AFC.
AFC. They're going to play in the NFC. That's how big it is because the NFC, they're going to play each other in the AFC Championship game, and James Harrison is going to sack Big Ben twice.
Wow.
Talk about specifics.
I love it. That would be, dude. Producer, you have been so locked in. Like 2 or 3 of your locked-ins have just been the most money locked-ins. If you nailed this one, we'll just change the segment. Be the producers locked in. We'll change.
Oh, dang.
All right,
right,
that'll be
Cuzzo.
a tough one. That'll be a tough one.
Oh, shit.
Cuzzo, the floor is yours. Let's get locked in.
Okay, testing? No. We always talk about Tom Brady, right? How many seasons can he go? How is he looking? We just debated about that, Sean. I don't think people talk enough about how long will Bill Belichick go. And I think
Interesting.
my locked in will, I don't think, I know. Dave's over there chuckling. He said no more laughs. Remember, sir? He says a cucumber. He's laughing over there. My locked in will be Bill Belichick only has 2 seasons left as a head coach.
I agree.
I
'Cause
almost-
I think when we were talking about it, I said Brady and Belichick leave together, and I said Brady's got 2 more seasons, so I agree with you.
Most definitely.
I almost was going to say by the end of this season, but I don't. I want to wait to see how it plays off. So I'll extend this locked in
Yeah.
later.
I fully support that because, like I said, I think Brady's got 2 more after this year, and I think Bill's going to leave with Brady.
People take it for granted. Bill's an older coach, and he has nothing left to prove. He's already arguably the greatest coach of all time, so he doesn't have to coach anymore, and I think people take that for granted as well. So that's our locked-ins. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher Radio, January 20th, Undisputed Clash of Titans. Make sure
Orlando,
you be
Florida.
there. Get your tickets now. Stop by Pete White Boxing and MMA Gym or check them out at PeteWhiteBoxingandMMA.com.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, guys. Follow us, tweet us, post us, share us. Give us a $5 Dunkin' Donut gift card.
Of course, the Dunkin' Donuts gift
I
card.
spend $5 every day at Dunkin' Donuts.
$7.43 iced coffee with a croissant. Anyway,
High roller.
as always, stay locked in.
Then, my friend, you know the drop in. The only thing left to do is keep it locked in.